Have it, and I feel so bad because I'm like, yo, like, I get the whole body positive thing that she's trying to do, but it's like, bro, like, you don't fucking go to a Lakers game like that.
You said it was full ass.
Yo, I'll show you full ass because I was making fucking. I'll show you.
Oh shit. Oh my god, listen, what the fuck? Okay.
Put the Rikishi theme song in after.
It's so. Oh fuck, that's fucked up. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it do kind of sound like it did kind of look like Rikishi's ass. Rikishi had all the cellulite, and it did not matter.
Yeah, I think Rikishi was so over. Yeah, I was watching videos because y'all see that shit yesterday morning. That shit just drew me to start watching fucking Rikishi videos and shit.
Yo, you're an asshole.
Yo, that nigga was so over, bro.
I think we're recording now, right?
You guys are listening to the License to Live podcast.
I think we recorded.
Like, and that nigga was never like a world champ or anything. That nigga was so over.
Yo, ain't nothing better though. Back when they had the video game, and you hit Rikishi, chicken wings and shit be coming out like that nigga really. The thing is, I'm like, did he have to sign off on that?
Video depends. Yeah, most of I think they do have to sign off on video game shit.
At least, yeah. I mean, that's a likeness thing. You have to sign off on that joke of, I'm a fat wrestler, bro.
Okay.
Let me see. I mean, that shit don't look like it's. Yeah.
Yeah, most likely they do, because Bill Belichick, he's never in like the Madden games because he don't sign off on it.
As a coach,
Yeah.
do they got pictures of the coach on Madden like that?
Like everybody except Bill Belichick.
He just like, fuck that. Don't look at my face.
I'm like, yo, okay. Whatever floats your boat.
Oh, there you go. Hey. Da. All right, yeah. Now I got the separate track thing going, so like, we're pretty good. Like, I mean, camera wise, we got to figure that shit out. But other than that, and fucking, you having a stand. I mean, technically, you don't have to get this one because this one's.
Yo, niggas sell Tribulella like strep throat. Yo.
Oh man. Oh wow. That's fucked up.
That's bad funny because my throat was just hurting like a couple of days ago. So I'm like, is that what that nigga was looking like?
Yo.
Mad funny.
Alright, whatchamacallit?
Interesting.
3, 2. We're already on. Fuck it. I fucked up the count. I said 5, 4. Press play. Like. All right, man. Okay, it's weird to be back for a second, but we have had the biggest issues when it came down to this laptop situation and having the equipment we needed. But we back in here hardcore.
Hardcore, son.
I'm gonna have to turn you up to make sure because you are low right now. Let me just.
Hardcore, son.
Yeah, all right, that should be fine. All right, cool. If you get too loud, bop the fuck out your ass. That's a bop. All right, whatchamacallit? Shit, man, we done missed way too much shit.
Yeah.
Like we had everything. We had the Gucci interview. We had the Kanye stuff. Kanye dropped the album, and we had the.
Damn, we ain't talking about the Kanye album.
Nigga, we didn't talk about. Bro, we didn't talk. Man, they had a couple things you didn't know about too that I was gonna bring up. I mean, even the Tekashi, that whole court case went down too. We came the laptop went down right in the middle of that court, which of course now they're saying that he might still serve time. But then people are like, look, he's been like.
Well, last I heard, he got the letter of recommendation or whatever from whoever.
Well, that was the thing. He needed that because they was like, he still might serve time. Yeah. And the letter of recommendation was like, listen, he has been the best snitch we have ever seen.
Oh my God, about to get out free. Yeah, free 6ix9ine, bro.
By all means, he has been the best we could have ever asked for. So we missed out on that. What else we missed out? We missed out on the Tank Dick thing.
Oh yeah, we missed out on that.
Come on, B. I had so much I wanted to say about that.
Damn, what else we got?
We had some simple shit like Cardi B joining Fast and Furious, which ain't too impressive, but Cardi
shit,
now.
I forgot that happened.
She just came out with a post talking about she feels like people don't want her to win no more.
Yeah, now that she's on and now that she's like making big moves, people don't. I think that's how society is though. Society is super fickle.
Well, the thing is, when you're doing good, you're doing good, and at the end of the day, I think that people, it's no different. Like that's like somebody saying, "I'm tired of Billie Eilish right now." You know what I'm saying? Like people are enjoying her because she's a little more humble and different about it, whereas.
People gonna get sick of her too eventually.
But that's what I'm saying. But the tolerance for Cardi is maybe, I don't even want to say lessening, but it's just at a point right now because of the fact that Cardi's a bigger personality than Billie Eilish, like way bigger personality than Billie Eilish. And then not only that, but right now Cardi's on like what, a good 2-year streak.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish is really like just right now like.
And I feel like Cardi gives the fans a good break too. Like she doesn't oversaturate herself as much as she could.
Yeah.
I feel like she's good with dropping and then kind of just like chilling. She may post crazy on social media, but like music wise, which is essentially what they all, judge pretty much her based off of.
I mean, music is definitely her thing. She's definitely a character. Sometimes I feel like she doesn't even know what character she's trying to be. So I feel like there's a slight inconsistency with that. But in general, she's been winning for 2 years, and she's a much bigger person. To me, she's even a bigger personality than like Nicki Minaj. So, for instance, like Nicki got to win for fucking damn near, I say 8 years. People will say 10 because she had pretty much the same run as Drake. But I feel like those last 2-3 years was kind of lukewarmish cold on Nicki.
It depends. I feel like you got to give her a solid 10 because, it was a solid 10.
But I don't want to give you a 10 just because you was throwing parties in the house for 8 years, and then the last 2 years you was just watching TV. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, she was still relevant. You got to give her 10 off that alone. What? Even though she was probably she was damn near the only because Cardi came in around those last 2 years.
Oh, before Cardi, she was the only.
But I think you still got to give her that super solid 10 years.
Like, we're not going to Charlamagne and be like, but what about Snow the Product and Rhapsody and blah, blah. Listen, it was as far as the world was concerned, there was only one female rapper.
Nicki, yep.
On
a mainstream level, yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I'm not taking that away from her, but I don't know, the last 2 years, I kind of feel like I don't want to give it to her. But that's subjective. That's a good question, though. I would love to see what people think about that. Whatchamacallit. But as far as Cardi goes, I think it's also because Cardi, I don't know who Cardi has behind her, but she is making massive business moves. Like, from the jump, Bodak Yellow took, people was like, she gonna need a second single. Mm-hmm. And then, you had like 2 weeks where you were like, did she pass it? Bam, second single came out. Next thing you know, but the thing is, and Cardi thinks that, because when I was watching Rhythm and Flow, I just finished it the other night. Cardi thinks that she was talking about somebody and how like you could have a hit, and then she was saying how some things you think gonna be a hit but not really be a hit.
Yeah.
And I really was thinking, I was like, what did Cardi have that wasn't really a hit? Like, I get that they thought that her and the Bruno Mars joint was gonna be way bigger in the stratosphere than it was, but to me that was still a hit. That shit was not like,
because it's fucking, for one, it's Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that shit wasn't like.
Yeah, you bring two worlds together. Anytime you do that with two of the biggest stars in their respective genres, it's going to be a hit. That's fucking. Even though Shakira wasn't like the biggest thing at the time, when she did that shit with Beyonce, that shit was a hit. Especially fucking on the islands and shit. What, nigga? Beyonce with Shakira?
Yeah.
Like it's it's just.
Hold on. Beyonce. That was what song was that? That was
Beautiful Liar.
I felt like that song could have been bigger too, though.
It could have.
Should have been.
It could have. But I'm saying that shit hit in the yo. I feel like that shit hit where like say you talk about like where Shakira's from, or where she could go overseas and perform in her language.
Yeah,
shit was a fucking bop.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think Beautiful Liar, like at that time, Beyonce was heating up.
Yeah,
Shakira hadn't necessarily cooled down, but she was just kind of like at status.
Yeah,
I think that's some of the problem too. Is sometimes people do these collaborations, and when they do the collaborations, they're doing the collaboration with people who are already at status.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like even when Justin Bieber came out and Usher was behind him. Well, yeah, but then you do a collab with Usher. Usher was already at status.
Yeah.
It's not going to propel you any higher, especially if you sign to the motherfucker. It's never going to do that. And I think that's the thing, too, is sometimes the artist being at status is like, well, that was great for whoever the hell, whoever the artist was that they did it with, but I don't think it was overall. Nah, please me. I hope she wasn't. She didn't say what she was referring to, but Please Me definitely went number one on U.S. Rhythmic. Definitely went number one on Hot R&B and hip hop songs. On the Billboard Hot 100, it was number 3. I hope she wasn't referring to Please Me, because that's a hit.
That's the only track they got, right?
Yeah, no, that's the only one. But she wasn't mentioning it. She didn't mention him.
Oh, okay.
She just mentioned that she was telling the artist, like, sometimes you'll have a hit, and then sometimes you'll drop some shit, and you'll think it's a hit, and it's not. And I'm like, no, ever since you came out, you've been winning with hits. Like, maybe with your mixtape shit, then no. If maybe she was referring to that. But if she's talking about, like, post-Cardi, you know what I'm saying? Like, post Bodak Yellow? No.
Yeah, anything before that, yeah. Nah.
Anything before that, got you, and you are absolutely right. But if you, I guess her new album's supposed to be called Tiger Woods, by the way.
Oh wow.
Gangsta Bitch Music, and you wonder why that shit didn't go nowhere. Her first 2 mixtapes were called Gangsta Bitch Music and Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 2.
Nah, people was fucking with that shit. I mean, that's what got her where she is now, essentially.
I mean,
that's almost like the Wayne tapes. Like, I mean, niggas knew who Wayne were, but like, once that nigga was dropping like his fucking.
But what was that? That was the Dedication.
Yep, the Dedication.
Because he had switched it up after Dedication to something else that was also a long ass series. I can't remember what that was.
He did the Dedication. He did the Drought. That was the long series because he had like Drought.
Drought came out before Dedication though.
It was all like a mixture. He was just dropping just like mixtures of shit.
Wayne was like,
so it'd be like fucking
hear me.
Drought 1, fucking. I think his peak was like Drought 3. That was his peak. That's when he did fucking the Beyonce cover, Upgrade You cover.
Man, listen.
Body that
don't
shit.
Don't get me started with that one.
Body that shit.
Not even just that, just in general, because we had that conversation about R&B features. like that conversation about R&B features was just. I mean, come on. I mean, sometimes it makes it hard because you're trying to think like who like I be trying to. I'm really interested. You know how people always talk about top 10.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in the idea of the Mount Rushmore now. Because the Mount Rushmore kind of takes a lot of subjectivity out of it.
Yeah.
You don't got to sit there with Jay's definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
You can't not put Jay in your top 10. Yeah, I can because he's not in my top 10, motherfucker. Like, that's it. Like, I tell you right now, I don't think I listen to Jay-Z at all. And I don't think I ever did at all. Except for when I was working out. I would put that when they came out with the Gray album, him and Limp Bizkit. Not Limp Bizkit. Whoa,
Linkin Park.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Get your shit together, Ted.
I become so
numb. Like I would work out to that. Yeah. But yeah, no, not in my time. But I like the Mount Rushmore because the Mount Rushmore, it can be attributed to anything, and it as much as it can be a little subjective, you kind of got to tell certain people like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like that's like really sitting there talking about a Mount Rushmore and being like, oh, Biggie's not on the Mount Rushmore. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't care what you thought about Biggie. Yeah. I don't care what you thought about Pac. Like, at the end of the day, the Mount Rushmore is the Mount Rushmore. Now, I do believe that there has to be one flaw in the Mount Rushmore, which is there's always somebody that you don't really know that much, but they still, like, how do I put it?
Like a lot of people, from the perspective of the outside looking into your Mount Rushmore, or from your, like, how do you mean that?
Okay, so for instance, Mount Rushmore is George Washington, it's Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
All right, now, though we all know those four names, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like Theodore Roosevelt might just, it's either Theodore or Thomas Jefferson. He one of the weaker names. We know they name, but like, was they as strong? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you always have to have at least like one name on any Mount Rushmore discussion, hip hop, comedy, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of like, it's a name that a lot of people aren't like the go-to. Oh yeah, I gotta say that person. Yeah. But you can't take that shit away from that person. Like, fuck out of here. Like, what did you think? No, you can't take that away. And in the R&B features category, Wayne is definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely.
But then it gets hairy because I think that's more of an exercise of knowing your music than anything else, because you literally got to be like for me, I've always mentioned Wayne, I've always mentioned T.I., I've always mentioned Busta. You can't take R&B features. You can't take that away from Fabulous. Like, that's just what it is. Like, fuck how famous he ever been. You can't take that away.
Speaking of Fab, he was just on the Joe Budden podcast. I gotta watch that shit when I go home.
Yeah, man. I mean, that whole Shiggy incident or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, I don't even fully know.
Basically,
I guess they asked him to dance.
First of all, I didn't even know Shiggy was still out here.
I mean, Shiggy's one of them niggas where anything that pop, they're gonna want him to dance to it.
He's got some type of following.
Yeah,
and basically, Fab is friends with Shiggy and whoever there was another rapper there too. And because Fab just released his new tape.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, nigga, you don't do albums no more? Like, no more? And basically
that's summertime, what is it called? Summertime Shootout? I think that's what it's called. Them shit's been hitting. Like, he really just, I think that's all Fab really needed was just a mixtape.
I feel like Fab always is hitting when he drops. It's just, Fab is kind of like Netflix, like a binge watch. He drops he drops it. People talk about it for like 2 weeks, and then ain't nobody talk about it no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically he had asked Shiggy to tweet it or something like that, like share that he had dropped the project or share whatever. And I guess Shiggy had asked for money or some shit. And so,
I think it was something about dancing.
Nah,
they wanted him to dance or something.
Oh yeah, true. But they also asked him to post it too, and he was like, he usually gets paid for that. But they definitely, there's a challenge to one of his songs, and they wanted Shiggy
him to do it, the challenge.
Yeah, and he was talking about he gets paid for that. And so Fab went on, went on the camera. It was like, so we asked this nigga Shiggy to do this and that, yada yada, and he was like, nah, nigga, and yada 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 yada. And that was the whole controversy. People like, why you ain't gonna pay your mans though? Like, fuck that shit. Like, if he usually get paid for it, whatever. So basically, it became this thing where cats was like, why you stressing him about it not being off the strength? You know what I mean? And
especially when the black community was fucking getting on Shiggy all that time about fucking dance, black boy dance type fucking.
Yep. Like nigga, yo, if I'm a dance, black boy dance, you pay me for that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
you
what's
came in here looking like Wayne and shit?
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, but absolutely. Yeah, if it's dance, black boy dance, and it's like niggas really wanted it, then yeah, now you pay me. But now Fab is trying to come back and go, cats blew that shit way out of proportion. It was just a joke, this and that, yada yada. And I'm like, dog, it's been like 3 weeks. maybe 2 weeks, and you want to say it's just a joke now. If Shiggy felt so, I don't know if Shiggy's actually said anything about it.
I don't know either.
But I don't know, bro. I mean, I get that, and I'm not gonna say his tone in the video wasn't joking, or couldn't be perceived as a joke. But I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know about that, dog. You just sitting over here. Oh, it was a joke. Well, yeah, but you guys are like celebrities and social media and shit. Like, why would you put that out there like that? Because for all you know, this could have went your way or went a different way. And Cass would have been like, yo, Shiggy ain't shit for that, yo. This and that, yada, yada. And then what? Then what you gonna do? Yo, stop being so hard on my nigga Shiggy, yo. Like, nah, you the fuck this nigga up. Like, you got like 20 years in the game. This nigga barely got 2. And you done fucked up his whole shit. Like, you don't. So I think he's kind of bullshit on that.
Nah, I agree with my guy though. Like, nigga, y'all want me to do y'all challenges and shit? Like, nigga, I created challenges. Y'all niggas better fucking pay me.
I don't know if he created challenges.
Well, I'm talking about like when you're talking about the Kiki shit, the fucking he created that shit. I mean, niggas was doing shit before that, clearly. But that's what got him on.
There was definitely
so, like,
dance challenges, but he's like one of the few people that like created, like literally, because usually you can't find the source. It's just, that was what it was. The Ghost Riding the Whip, you don't know where that fully came from. Oh, we always doing it in the West. You know what I'm saying? Like that, or, anything like that. But you're right, though. He created that.
Like, we're talking like the challenge era of them actually saying, this is a challenge. Like, everyone do it and say this is the challenge.
I think there was already challenges because you had like stuff like the ALS challenge and stuff that came long before him and shit like that.
Dancing wise, though.
But he's probably, like I said, I think he's the only figure that's come from any of that was like, nah, nigga, you a you know what I'm saying? Like, you a pioneer. You did it. He's on the Mount Rushmore of creating dance challenges. Next to Carlton.
It's not unusual.
But yeah, so we definitely missed that. I'm mad we missed the Tank's 2 dicks things because Nick. Okay. and I know you remember that. I'm just going backwards right now. I'm like, yo, fuck it. We just gonna go backwards into as much as we missed. My main issue with what Tank said was not even the whole if a man sucks 2 dicks, he's not gay. It was the fact that he said, so what if he did it once and he was just like, I don't know if I liked it or not. Didn't like the taste and then did it again. Nigga, this is not smoking cigarettes. Right? like people usually say, first time I smoked a cigarette, I like coughed up a lung and then I don't know, it got easier. I don't know not one person that was like, you know what? Male or female, first time I sucked a dick, I definitely was choking and I coughed up a lung. Mm-hmm. But the second time, no. Now maybe there's a female, but I don't know any straight man. Most straight men don't even want to imagine.
Yeah, like pretty much
kissing a dude.
Yeah, let alone fucking
holding another dude's hand. Like, now don't get it twisted. I've definitely held another dude's hand jokingly. There's a second count to that. For that joke. Hey man, come on man. You maybe have 2 seconds or less for that joke to be successful and get the fuck out of Dodge. Because after that, it's usually not going down. Now, hugging, subjective.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hugging, be like, "Dang, why you holding me so long, nigga? Like, get the fuck out of here." Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's acceptable affection. Hold a hand. First of all, if I was to grab my nigga hand and hold it jokingly, I guarantee you that joke has crossed all lines within a microsecond if I try to lace fingers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, if I was like, oh, Jobo, you got a manicure? That's cool, man. Let me see. I would have to just touch the back of your head with one finger. Because if I add any more fingers, nigga, what you doing? Stop that. I don't think we actually had a conversation about the Tank thing. And I think it was because I was saving it and I thought that we was going to have the laptop back by then. Jobo.
Yo.
If a man sucks a dick twice, does that make him gay?
I will not be answering that question.
What do you mean?
I'm all the way set.
Do you disagree?
I will not be answering that question. I am all the way set.
What if it's 5 times?
By the 5th time, you definitely know what the fuck you want. Nigga, that's like fucking taste testing something 5 times, nigga. Like, nigga, the fuck?
Hey, man, look, it took me 7 times. It took me 7 times to try sushi before I decided whether or not I like sushi.
Well, they say with sushi, everybody has their type of sushi that they like, but specifically.
That's what they call it. Yeah, that's what they call an acquired taste. You know, just like beer.
Nigga, fucking, I'm pretty sure, depending on fucking diet and fucking hygiene, all dick probably tastes fucking similar.
I don't know about that.
Like,
nah. I'd have had, because even my dick has probably tasted multiple different ways. One time I was told it was taste like pancakes. Another time I was told you need to take your ass to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, like, nigga, because your ass ate pancakes. That shit was heavily in your diet around that time.
Yo, you know what? I didn't eat pancakes at all. And straight up, I'm more of a French toast waffle guy.
But it still depends on your diet and your fucking hygiene. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Back then, I was trying to get on my sexy anyway, but one time, an open and shut case. The internet was saying one time it's an open and shut case, Johnson. Can that just be confused as by curiosity?
Yo, I don't even care. Yo, I honestly don't. Yo, like, it's like, yo, you gonna do whatever the fuck you gonna do. That's why I don't be getting why these niggas be putting themselves in the position they put themselves in. Like, bro, just let these niggas do whatever the fuck they gonna do. Stay your ass the fuck out of it if you don't want no backlash.
I totally agree with that.
Like, yo,
my man say, yo, I don't care. Okay. All right, man. I just figured I had to ask that question, man. What else we missed? The Gucci thing real quick. We can bang out Gucci and Kanye, then we get on some current real quick.
What happened? Oh, the Angela Yee shit?
Listen.
God damn, that shit's so forever ago.
Yes, it was.
Yo.
Exactly.
Niggas really been.
Niggas had our hustle fucked up.
Yo. Niggas been going.
I got uncomfortable by the end of the interview. I'm not gonna lie, because at first I was like, "Wow, Gucci's like a really, he seems like he's really grown and matured."
Nah, that nigga Gucci's a fucking killer.
And then that, last 5 minutes, like even when he was talking about the Angela Yee thing, I was like, okay at first, and then he was talking about envy, and he was like, I snuff envy and fuck Holmes and fuck him in the face and all this other shit. And I was like, whoa. But
with
the thing
them bright ass
like,
pearly whites he got in his mouth talking bad shit.
I feel like you feel like those veneers, or you feel like they definitely gotta be.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I need to look up veneers because I always be wondering like.
I always just thought they were dentures. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna look that up, but. I got uncomfortable because one, I'm like, ain't Charlamagne friends with these guys? And then two, the fact,
yo, here's my stance on this whole Charlamagne
because he got pretty disrespectful at a point, and Charlamagne was just like,
yo, okay, like nigga, like he's not talking about me. What the fuck?
But that's like you were sitting there. I don't know if I'm gonna say next to Gucci because I'm sure you ain't saying shit. But that's like if you were sitting there and then that nigga was like, oh. Ren, man, fuck that nigga. I'll smack the fuck out of Holmes. Like,
I'm like, well, Ren clearly did something to your ass. So whatever that beef is, nigga, that's y'all beef,
bruh. You're not gonna defend me, bruh. Like,
ain't shit to defend, nigga. If you offended him,
But he threatened your mans, yo. Like,
yo, and that's for you. Like, now if he was like, yo, I'm gonna kill that nigga, whatever the fuck, then you'd be like, all right, maybe you could chill a little bit. But like, it ain't, yo, I felt like it wasn't Charlamagne's beef to get into. Like, bro, if that nigga's saying I got an issue with Angela, or yo, I got an issue with fucking with Envy, alright, nigga, that's like, it'd be different if fucking niggas rode up there 20 deep and tried to jump niggas and Charlamagne fucking hopped out the way.
Well, we already know Charlamagne running.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you feel me? Like, I think that's a different scenario than somebody just being like, yo, I don't fuck with him. Like, ain't shit for Charlamagne to say. Like, all right, nigga, well. Because then I put Charlamagne in the position to fuck up whatever his relationship is with Gucci. Even if it's not like a legit friendship. It's still like, we don't have issues. We're still cordial enough to fucking get up and get business done.
I mean, it did raise an interesting question about dynamic with the Breakfast Club. Because it did kind of make you wonder if it's like, because, you know, when you hear him and Envy talking, like, they seem like they boys. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't doubt if they said, like, nah, we family. But, you know, then Yee kind of went quiet for like 2 weeks, and then she was doing.
Sure, the past couple of interviews I watched, Yee hasn't been there.
Well, after that, those first 2 weeks, yeah, she was doing the show remotely. Like, she was not there. Yeah. And I was like, and then people was like, uh-oh, there's beef between her and Charlamagne or this and that. And I feel like, how do I put it, man? I don't know if she did what he says she did, but I do not. And like I said, I was uncomfortable with it just because the way he was talking after a while. He was just like, she wanted to suck that day. Like, he was really being rude and disrespectful to her. She wanted to touch that man.
Gucci.
She wanted to touch that thing, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wanted to, you know what I'm saying?
She's like, I said not.
Right? And he was like, I'm telling you, Charlamagne, she wanted to suck this motherfucker, man.
I
like,
said not.
Just because I reject your ass, I rejected your ass. Move on, goddammit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, Given Angela Yee's branding for everything leading up to the Breakfast Club, her branding seems like it was always like, I would not say like Horrible Decisions, the podcast Horrible Decisions, which reminds me, I did not do my podcast pun today. We ain't got time for that shit. I'll do my intro later. I feel like Horrible Decisions kind of took her format and made it a little bit better.
Yee's not going to be as raunchy.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's a slightly different, but it's still the same lane. It's just a more
blunt,
flagrant car in the lane. Excuse me.
Like, they literally started the episode like, bitch, I was sucking some dick yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, word, hoe.
But even like the whole, like, your whole thing is called lip service.
I'm so mad I gotta miss them, yo. I really know.
What do you mean? What happened?
They're fucking Thursday, and I don't got it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's fucking Thursday.
How much was it?
I don't even remember. I know VIP was like, I don't remember. I could check, but.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, rough.
Damn. I was kind of excited about that. I don't even think I got plans Thursday.
Hold up. But yeah.
Let me know. But Yee's going to try to be more classy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yee's definitely gonna, but at the same time, like, yo, your shit is still called lip service. Let's not act like you knew what you were saying. And a lot of times with the conversations that they have, you can tell probably in the beginning lip service was a little bit not as raunchy, but, you know, was, you know, kind of playing with the door stopper on that. You know what I'm saying? Just for the for the imagination of it all, you know.
Oh, they're in New York in January.
Oh, okay, then shit, man. Fucking, let's get these hoes in January. See, listen, man.
I don't see VIPs though.
I'm telling you right now, I've been sticking and not saying bitch. I'm telling you that right now. I think I slipped once. It was like 2 weeks ago, and I felt bad about it. I was like, man, you had such a good streak going. But much like working at a warehouse where they go such and such amount of days without incident, that is how I feel about me. And not saying the word bitch, I've stuck to it.
Yeah, VIP joints are $71.
For the New York.
Nah, for the Massachusetts one.
Well, let's focus on the New York.
I don't see VIP for these though.
Yeah, let's focus on the New York if we can. But yeah, I don't know. It felt uncomfortable, but it did raise a question of: is Ye part of the triangle of Charlamagne and Envy?
I think she's probably I think she's probably closer with Envy.
Oh,
I feel
yeah,
like her and Envy probably
absolutely.
have, and especially I feel like she's probably close with Envy's wife, and I feel like there's a dynamic there.
And I think she's definitely trying to change her brand, even though she still has lip service. Like I definitely feel like between like opening stores and doing
the juice bar shit,
she's trying to change her perception. But it's like I feel like as long as you have something like lip service and knowing exactly what that means and knowing what that's supposed to be and what the overall formula for that was, you know, I feel like that's still gonna present issue for her when it comes to that. Not to mention every time there is a clip about like a celebrity going on lip service and saying something wild, it's always sexual. Like it's never, you know, somebody just going, you know, I don't believe in marriage because blah blah. No. It's always, it's always some what? What did he say? What did they say Ye did back in the day? And that's the thing too. Ye has a lot of stories of people going back in the day. Ye did, Ye said, Ye asked, Ye tried, Ye blah blah. And she don't come off like the person to me that wouldn't have done half of the stuff that people accuse her of doing. So the fact that she just be like, I didn't do this or I didn't do that, and it's like, look, maybe you misphrased some shit. I feel like with the Gucci thing, maybe she didn't ask him hardcore, like, I'm trying to specifically suck your dick. Maybe she flirted with him and he just kind of embellishing a little bit on. I knew what the fuck she wanted though. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to fuck with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't put it past that she was just like, no, it was 101, 101% business. And I never, ever, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What else is going down right now? Unfortunately, you know, we just had the recent passing of Juice WRLD. That whole situation, I don't even know how much I really want to talk on it because there's still stuff hanging out.
There's a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff hanging in the winds about that right now. And it's nuts because I remember the first time that I mentioned it, I was telling my baby mama, and she was like, yeah, but at least it was from like a medical condition. It wasn't, you know, this and that. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, drugs is usually like the thing that most people think it is. She was like, I hadn't even thought about drugs. And I was like, shit, that was the first thing that came in my head. And then next thing you know, the next day is 70 pounds of weed, which ain't nobody died on no weed before. But then he took several pills and nobody knows what the hell he took.
He took perk. They said today. He took 7 pills because I guess allegedly he had them in his pocket or something, and somebody told. So I guess.
And they say he was throwing up blood. And
he was okay. So originally I read it on. Hold on, I'm gonna find it on Twitter because I definitely read it.
All right, no problem. But yeah, you know, and I told her. She said, yeah, I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, that's the first thing between Lil Peep, between you know Mac Miller, you know. We also lost, you know, XXX, but XXX was straight murder. She's like, well, at least he didn't get killed, because that's the first thing that I used to think about. I'm like, not anymore, man. Back in the day, rappers died, you thought, all right, he got killed. Now, first thing is drugs. First thing is it lean or is it pills? Because that's what they glorify. You know, which one is it? And then they said that they were supposed to do some, like, like autopsy, like, today or yesterday. Excuse me. Which I ain't never seen the autopsy go down so fast. So I'm like, how the fuck? Like, what? But they said that there was definitely a large amount of pills and, 70 pounds of weed, my nigga. That's like 150,000 in weed. So some people was like, they felt like they was using his celebrity to use him as a drug mule in some type of sense.
All right, so essentially, so okay, he had 70 pounds of weed, 3 firearms. The pilot snitched.
Oh boy.
He found out that the pilot snitched. For that amount of weed, even in legal states, he could go to jail for 30 years.
Of course, man. Come on. 70 pounds of weed, nigga.
So
that's distribution and a half.
He could have went down. I think he could have got life if he would also got caught with the perks. So I guess he took the perks because it was he thought he could handle.
Like the cops did like a search or something.
Yeah. So when he did the perks, I guess, allegedly, I will say, he took as many as he thought he could handle. So he want to get caught with the perks.
But how many perks did you have to have on you for 7 to be adequate enough for you not to get in trouble?
He probably that's probably as many as he had on him.
But that's what I'm saying. Because, there's no way you got a whole bottle. You was like, 7 should be good enough. Like, nah, nigga, you still get in trouble for the other 32 in the bottle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so there's theories to saying that fucking he just.
But the thing is, didn't he say he maybe it was lean, but I could have swore that he was supposed to be sober. Like he had definitely sober, at least off of. Actually, it might have been, I think he quit lean, but he was still on the perks. Or maybe he switched one addiction for the other addiction, some type of shit like that. Yeah. Cause, that whole shit sounds.
Wow.
It was disheartening to hear.
It's just been a tough year when you got young dudes, young dudes just going. And it's wild because it's all over, fucking drug addiction and shit. And it makes me really wonder how shit would be if fucking that one time Demi fucking OD'd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right now, Mac is pretty much the face of this youthful, everybody just kind of ODing and.
Yeah, and I think that's just from higher profile.
But that's what I'm saying. If she fucking, if that shit happened to her, God forbid.
But the thing is, also a lot of these drug overdoses and things like that really haven't been happening in the white celebrity community as much. You know
lately,
what I mean?
yeah.
They had a lot.
Yeah, because that was their shit in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They had a lot of worries. Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
And, even with the death of Heath Ledger, but lately when it comes down to this is a drug overdose, rapper. I'm not gonna say I can't fully attribute it to race because Lil Peep was not black, but most of the time rapper. And then also even Mac Miller wasn't black. That nigga was red hair, Irish, then a motherfucker.
Shit, even my guy Wayne out here looking like fucking Tyrone Biggums and shit, or whatever the fuck that nigga is.
Wayne has been looking like.
I seen a picture of that nigga the other day. I was like, bro.
Yeah, Wayne's been looking kind of. I can't tell what he doing and what he not doing. He looking stable with it. Let me put it like that. He looking like Trick Daddy stable. When Trick Daddy got real bad and he got mad dark and all the other stuff, and he was just he was looking stable. Even now, Trick Daddy still say he do certain stuff, but he just said he just don't go past a certain limit, this and that. Cause I think he said his big thing was
Yo, I can imagine what these highs be like, bro. Cause I fucking eat one gummy edible and I'll be on my ass ready to fucking panic.
I think to me, I honestly feel like the highs can't be much bigger or better. Just because, I know they do it more, but when you raise your tolerance or something like that, it's not like, all right, if I take 6 shots right now and I get drunk and then I get a tolerance for it and I got to take 10 or 12, it's not like the drunk is much different.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a big inebriation fan. I like to have control most of the time, but I can't imagine that the high is just now I get a different high from a different drug.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine if it's the same drug, but you just had to take more of it. It's whoo, did I reach the 4th wall? Oh shit! I can't because if that's the case, then I feel like you had to have access to 4th wall.
Yeah.
Back when 1 would get you there. Now it's 6 gets me there. 6 was too much now. All right, well, that might be a different high, but it's a bad high. I can't imagine it just gets better and better. I just feel like there's a certain stable that you end up getting so used to functioning on that you stop being able to. You don't want to partake in it. You know what I mean? Like, it depends. But to me, that means that you also, like, whenever I've even felt close to that, like, oh, I'm going to drink. You know, I'm going to do this and that. You had to be making either certain types of mistakes or having certain things around you that made you feel like you didn't want to be in that moment.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever felt like, yo, I wish I could smoke. I wish I could drink. I wish I could this and that, yada, yada. And I can't, how many situations could these guys really be in where it's like, I don't want to be in this moment? So it has to be something else. But at the same time, when you talk to most addicts and so forth, they tell you that, you know, aside from wanting it or needing it, it was because they wanted to escape. They wanted to be out of a So if that's like the attribution to like 70% of it all, what was it? You know what I mean? Like, what are you constantly dealing with that you're just like, yo, only way I could deal with this is if I'm high. Only way I could deal with looking at fans right now is if I'm high. Only way I could deal with going on the stage right now because I really don't want to is if I'm high. Nigga, if I was drunk or high, like, you definitely ain't get me to do some shit I don't want to do anyway. So, like,
I don't know. It's weird, man. I don't know.
Like, yeah, that's the tough part of it all, man. But yeah, I mean, more will come out on that. More will come out on that for certain. Let's get on this new shit real quick.
Well, that is kind of new. Technically. Nigga said, let's get on the new shit. Like,
my bad. I'm back from the future.
Like, this man died yesterday.
All right, well, all right, cool. My
nigga one could put yesterday.
You know. All right, well, the newest of the new. And I was gonna ask you about this today too.
I don't know who that was.
That's all right. Shit, well, whatever. We a community podcast.
Come on, what you gotta say?
Hey, man, step in here. Hey man, what?
You got AIDS, nigga? I know.
like,
nigga, what?
How you know Joe got AIDS? You be listening? Oh shit, nigga. God damn.
Oh, you was one of the 9 listeners.
What you think about the Nick Cannon and Eminem beef? Like, hey, yeah. Oh wow, this guy's really insightful. Let me get your number.
All right, Tank, you better relax.
There's 2 of us. You know, my Eskimo brother Jobo. I gotta listen to the second. Apparently, Nick Cannon released 2.
Yeah.
There's the Invitation, and I don't know what the second one is.
Shit, I was just watching it and I already forgot.
Oh, you a motherfucker. You was watching it without me?
Yeah, because I had to I didn't see the second one. I assumed you seen the second one.
Did you see the first one?
No, I don't know.
Oh, man. You ain't shit, and you trash as fuck. And I don't like you no more.
I just found it funny that everybody was just like...
All right, so Charlamagne was talking about how, like, yo, look, he got that whole battle rap crew. He got this and that.
Yeah, them niggas writing for him.
You know, he.
I think from what I heard, what I did hear, I think they were definitely writing for him.
You definitely heard the first one though.
But I feel like probably. I think that was the one I watched. I don't know.
It's the one from World Star Hip Hop.
They were in the studio.
Nick
all of
rapping
them.
like he ain't never rapped before.
Yeah.
With the recording the Suge Knight. Yeah, but he is a bit. Why did you need Suge Knight on the recording?
Nigga, cause Suge Knight fucking out here running niggas over with his own truck and shit.
Yeah, but Cat's been clowning Suge since he been in jail. Cause niggas wanted him in jail.
Yeah,
so long.
That's why.
Hold up. Singing ass hook and shit, like. That sound like somebody wrote that for you.
This shit is so ass. Whew.
That's the best line.
Yo,
Them last eight was,
that Elvis Presley line is legendary.
He said, "My baby mama killed you off a decade ago, and you still crying about it now. Who really the
What
hoe?"
niggas won't admit is that Eminem is the one that started this.
Yes.
Like, niggas will refuse to admit that Eminem is the one that started this.
I still don't think that Nick, after going on the radio and talking about like, oh, does he deserve a response? Does it this and that? Yeah, does he know like within like 36 hours? This nigga on Instagram within 12 talking about the invitation. Fucking 36 hours, invitation's out. And then he said, we going Drake on this, back to back on this nigga, blah, blah, this and that. And I guess he did. I don't know what the next one is.
Yo, like his delivery is just so funny because you could tell he probably hasn't rapped in a grip. So he's probably like, yo, I forgot.
That did not sound like his flow.
Yo, like.
And the thing is, what is Nick Cannon's flow? I don't know.
I'm a gigolo.
I've never heard Nick Cannon rap with a tone in his voice like that.
My nigga said, I'm about to get him my gigolo bag.
I got my gigolo jersey on. And then, but even the battle rappers, I felt like most of them didn't fully show up as much as they could have on the track. Issue I got with it is even though I know that it's not like Eminem gave Nick like hella bars. I can't stand when somebody gets into a track-on-track situation and somebody decides to respond or decides to do their diss and they got other people on the diss. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Gigolo, what's going on the door? Yeah.
Like, I can't stand... Oh, hold on 1 second.
And then Nick Cannon seriously still beefing.
Alright. Sorry about that. There was it looked like for a second like everything got deleted. And I was like, nigga, no.
Delete.
Fuck this shit. I'm about to end this whole friendship. It's over. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't like it when somebody gets on a diss track and then the other person tries to do their diss track and they put like 3 fucking niggas on it. Like when Meek did that with Drake, I was like, this is dumb as fuck. Nigga, toe to toe, me and you, that's it. Getting jumped on or not, like, nah, yo, like, if it's gonna be me and you one-on-one, it's supposed to be our masculinity or whatever you want to put on the line. I don't like the whole, oh, but let me go get my niggas too. That shit don't make sense to me. And I don't like it.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, just... Now, listen. If Nick want to have these dudes write for him and write the whole goddamn... Write 132 bars, then you let him do it. But it should just be Nick on the track. I don't want to hear... famous battle rappers and stuff on the track trying to get at you too, and man, who you playing, man? Eminem, you a pussy, blah blah blah, this and that, yada 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 yada. How you mad that a starburst? Blah blah blah. You just a peanut. like
just a peanut. That's it, man. That sounds like him, yeah.
Yep. And then everybody else got like 8. I was like, what was the point? And then
M gotta bring Bizarro, bro.
Yo.
And that's big nigga. What's his name? Oh fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, I should forgot this nigga's name.
I was just trying not to tell you, just to.
Like Clips.
Did you get it?
Yeah, Clips.
All right, yep, Charlie Clips. Yeah, like you gave 8 to everybody else, and for what? That's Prince Easy. and all of them had like at least one good line, but other than that, it was a squandered 8. I think he got I felt like he had
Hitman was fire.
And then more Suge Knight. Suge Knight for another minute and a half from the jail cell. From the jail cell, bro. Eminem's a bitch. Where he gonna go? He gonna do. He the new Vanilla Ice. Like, nigga, no, you're not. Like, come on, bro. Like, you just saying stuff at this point. What is it with this whole thing of people trying to invalidate Eminem's success? Nobody did this before.
I think they're only trying to invalidate it because he's fucking absolute garbage now.
Absolute.
Yeah, Eminem is trash, bro.
Absolute means like 110.
Yo.
150.
Eminem is fucking garbage.
Definition
now,
of absolute.
Eminem hasn't been the same in fucking forever. Like, a lot of his, what, like, really fucking, like, made me love him was his ability to be unbothered. Him reacting to, like, he was literally tweeting at Nick Cannon yesterday. Bro, like.
Yeah, no, that was dumb.
Eminem doesn't do that.
You made my gardener jealous. Like, what?
Like, yo, Eminem, like, unbothered Eminem doesn't do shit like that.
By definition of absolute, he is absolute garbage. Only because the definition of absolute is not qualified or diminished in any way. He has diminished in some way.
He has fucking, yeah.
No, but you know what? He hasn't diminished like bars wise. He's just diminished in like,
yo, he's
like,
doing.
He can't make hits and stuff like he used to. Like, but that's the problem.
Even the bars, like, sure,
He's still got some
sure, but who cares? Like, it's really one of them things where it's like nobody.
Yeah, he still got bars though. When M want to show the pen, he got the pen. And it's not even like he's lackluster with the pen, even when he's not trying to show the pen.
A lot of this shit just don't be like cohesive in mind.
Yeah, sometimes he definitely throws some shit out there.
I feel like your bars only really matter. Yo, that security guard walking by here like you about to do something and shit.
Be like, hey, yo, y'all do the podcast right now?
Like, you naggers in there.
I mean, what the fuck is he? Is he white?
Yeah, it was a big white dude. With security.
Oh, they got so many guards around here. Yeah. It's so nuts for a library.
I know, right? That's how you know you in Harvard.
That's how you know you in the ruffians be around here. Like, niggas, mind you, these are just study rooms, my nigga. So that means they really think you about to do some rambunctious shit with your social studies book.
Straight up, be like, make sure they're not in there past the time they're supposed to be in there.
All right.
I guess.
Look at this. How we gonna be fucking sitting there like, we're innocent? Yeah, all right, nigga, fuck around. Trying to interrupt my episode, bitch. I don't know, man. I mean, I definitely want to find the other one because I don't know. I don't know what it was, but
I just seen it.
I ain't gonna say he's total trash though. Oh, it's called Pray For Him, featuring the Black Squad. Niggas gotta stop with this bullshit ass marketing. Like, I get why you call yourself the Black Squad. At the same time, like, that's still too tied to Wildin' Out. And I get it. You're signing Nick and all this other shit.
He's rocking a Wildin' Out hoodie in the video.
That's fine. Nick Cannon can do whatever the fuck he want with a Wildin' Out hoodie. He own Wildin' Out. Everybody else, oh, we're the Wildin' Out crew talking shit on behalf of you. Like, come on, bro. Wildin' Out is attributed to a lot more comedy than it is rap. They said still waiting. When the fuck did the other one come out? Hold up. 1 day ago. So this one, the second one, just dropped 2 hours ago. They said we still waiting on them to respond. Drake at least gave a nigga 4 days. Nick, what makes you think Eminem took fucking like a month to respond to Machine Gun Kelly? Like, I really didn't need to stop mentioning Haley.
Yeah.
It's become a low-hanging fruit, a low-hanging rotten fruit.
But it also goes to show how much of Eminem's career fucking depended on that storytelling.
Because it was his weak point, though. Like, even with, like, the Machine Gun Kelly thing. Like, the whole beef between that, even though Emma swear to God that nobody's even thinking about you, kid. This and that, yada, yada. Well, then why did you ban him from Shea 4-5 when the nigga was just coming up? Because he said your daughter looked hot. Mind you, I don't know if she was, I think they was like, well, she was 17 at the time. But she was on like that Olsen twin shit where like the whole world was just like, please wait till they're 18. You know what I mean? Like, and the Olsen twins was like it was like a countdown, 3 months until they 18, 2 months until they 18. Like, I think she was on that tip, but like, you can't say nobody was thinking about you, kid. Like, maybe by now, but 6 years ago when that nigga was like, yeah, your daughter's fine as fuck. You was sitting over here like, never have him on there, Sway. Don't even let him do a 5 fingers of death or he dead.
Well, I think that's probably why niggas still trying to mention him, but it's being a dead horse.
But it's still, Haley. You go get Haley. Go get Haley. Like, at this point, Haley could get clout off the internet just for being fine and mentioned by rappers constantly. Yeah. like the one thing I say is he had to raise her decently because Haley ain't out here fucking just sucking on like mad rapper cocks and shit. Like, fuck my dad. Like you could tell, like, if there's anything decent he did.
Benzino crib and shit.
Yeah, exactly. He said. Eminem 4s. Does Eminem have a sneaker?
I don't know.
Wildin' Out got a sneaker? You know, I really love Hitman's presence. But see, they're not even really talking about him. They're just rapping at this point. Cool. That leads to the point that Charlamagne was making earlier too.
You don't ever fucking
who has Eminem ever really
exactly.
Watched?
Yep.
He's never watched anybody.
That nigga been after going fucking pop singers and fucking
people that couldn't do nothing but be like, oh well, we're not bothered by you.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't rap, so
oops, I did it again.
They said Moby, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like NSYNC, like.
I can't believe these niggas really. Yo, this is such a waste. Yo. My nigga conceded.
This nigga ain't say cut the beat.
Yo, the funniest shit about all of this is the fact that you know the next season of Wild 'N Out is gonna be lit.
You think so?
Yo, they're gonna be fucking. Yo, you know how much they're gonna be talking about? Like, you know how they always got the Mariah Carey jokes when it come to Nick Cannon.
If he doesn't respond, they'll probably be making fun of this nigga all the season for fun. And that's the thing too. Eminem is sensitive. So
no, I'm talking about them fucking making fun of Nick because you know how they just gonna be like, they just fucking always come at him about Mariah and all them other shits. They be like, nigga, that shit versus was garbage. They gonna fucking.
But I thought most of those guys was leaving this season.
Oh shit, maybe.
Because remember I told you they had that episode about the new cast versus the old cast. Yeah. Which first of all I'm like, yo, I don't think you should do that drastic of a shift. You know, like if you just take everybody I'm familiar with and you take that off, that's Saved by the Bell, the new class. Ain't nobody trying to watch that shit. Yeah. Keep it on like one nigga, or then especially when it was like, oh, they gonna take DC off. Like, yo, nah, don't do that. If that's the case, then Nick Cannon just need to be the mogul that he is and chill. Because Wild 'N Out keep that nigga young than a motherfucker. And, public perception eyes. Yeah. Other than that, he makes straight boss moves. The morning show, Masked Singer, all the stuff that he's doing, that he's producing. Ain't nobody stopping Nick Cannon's bag like that. But, I definitely think that, if they gonna do that kind of shit, they need to just pay out the nose, get the originals back. Because, a lot of these guys got careers now. Fucking, get Kevin Hart, all that shit. You almost forget Kevin Hart was like a Wild 'N Out regular. Like, it feels like he was only a cameo. Like, no, he was a regular.
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah.
I've seen episodes he was on, but
Yeah, I mean he's been on there like 3 times since,
Yeah.
but he was a regular for like a season or half a season or something. Just pay out the nose, get all these niggas back for one whole season, and that's it. But I don't think it's possible now because you'd be ruining fucking, especially like Kevin Hart. His shtick would get old.
Yeah.
I'm wilding out real quick. One episode, fine. A whole season of episodes, probably not. But I don't know. All right, let's see. Conceited. I think Conceited is the last one. Nah, they got Prince Easy on this bitch again, don't they? Yup. He really didn't even come at him. He just, some of these niggas are just rapping bars at this point. Like they was fun and they was having fun and they just wanted to do a cipher. Oh boy. Yo.
Talk to that nigga Nick.
Yeah, all right. For a second, I thought he was really trying to say some extra gangster shit.
Talk to that
And
nigga
I was like,
Nick.
oh, look at this nigga talking.
Yo, talk to that nigga Nick.
Yo.
That nigga said, oh, there's cocaine out in the world. Your nose in my business. Talk to that man.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
You.
He said, I'm not going to rap. I'm going to do what you did. Oh, he rapped?
He using his flow.
Is that his flow?
Yo, that's him.
He ain't did that flow in a long time, though.
Yo, but that's his flow.
Hold on.
Nigga, I can fucking patiently wait and he used that flow.
Oh, yeah. He said, I'm going to just do what you did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he said, I think we're getting Botox. That shit is so funny.
Your fans used to cherish.
Yo, this nigga really
Yo, this is really the patient.
Yo,
Yo, hold on.
Yep.
Never be a legend. That's a lie. It's still a hard flow. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's a dope answer.
Yo, my nigga Nick out here. Who's fucking with Nick Cannon in 2019, nigga? Ah, my nigga Nick. Yo, how you get bodied by Nick Cannon?
They say he used to be a renegade.
You used to be a renegade.
I ain't gonna lie.
Phew.
There's at least like
My nigga said, all this cocaine in the world and your nose in my business.
Right. I'm kind of mad about that because that's like that was probably the best bar. He wasn't rapping.
Phew.
Yo, Eminem not responding to this shit ever.
Phew.
He never responded to this shit.
I don't know, bro. If he responded to little old MGK.
No. MGK came at Holmes hard. MGK basically ended up getting on the charts with that shit. MGK, nobody expected that out of MGK.
Even my little brother listens to the MGK shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta understand. There was so much heat surrounded around the MGK. He was gonna have to do it. I don't feel like now if he didn't, he didn't. It would have just went away. But it would have forever been a L that was on his record. And I agree that rapper to rapper, we haven't really seen anybody because really, like, I don't even remember what Benzino rap like. I don't remember like half of the people that he did beat in a battle. They were never high profile. Eminem has never been in a high profile battle. ever. So, yeah, nah, with MGK, I'm not going to say he was high profile, but the track itself was high profile. He had to say something. Otherwise, Cats was going to, it was big enough for Cats to consider that to be a wash or an L on this record. And you know M don't want to have an L on this record. Not the White Don. Not the White Whale. Not the White King. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, whoops. My ass accidentally fucked up out here. All right, man, I think we caught up with some stuff. If there's more stuff, I go through the notes and we can just talk about it. I think there's some stuff I had that was just good discussion shit, and we'll go over that next time. But shit, for now, man, you know, we just gotta do
what we gotta do.
The fuck? Nah, man, I'm just about to go out on these Nick Cannon bars, bro.
Talk. The greatest ever.
Done.
Don't let anyone ever tell you Nick Cannon not the greatest rapper of all time.
Don't call it a comeback.
Crazy motherfucking name, Nick.